Well, are you not entertained? That's what I have to say about the market. Are you not entertained? Good morning, everybody. Morning, Al. Goose, my man. George, Imuku, Valerie, RP, Rongamer, Sergio, Maurizio, Everett, Michael, Alan, Jan, Craig. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Gregory. Hey, if you want to chat with me like all these fine folks, click this little link right over here, the little green logo right on the screen. Become a subscriber to the channel. Few moments later, you will be able to chat on the live stream just like all these fine folks while I'm live. Now, after I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below on the video, and I'll do my best to answer you. I don't think, maybe there's a couple that I haven't answered, but I try to get back to everybody that leaves me any kind of question or comment or anything. I appreciate everybody viewing, whether you're viewing live or later. And for those of you who believe in what I say and want to go deeper, there is a link in the description. It's like $5 to get started. And I give you a watch list and an indicator. My favorite one, the roadmap line. I use that like every time frame, every day, there's not a chart I pull up that probably doesn't have the roadmap line on it at some point or another. Anyway, so if you want that roadmap line, $5. I mean, I give you a quick install button. You just click the link and you can put it on your chart as long as you're using TradingView. And if you get in Discord, I have like links to Thinkorswim, and I give you the code if you want it for back. I got a YouTube video back at the beginning of the year with it's like my favorite indicator, me like this. I give you the code for the indicator. So if you want to know what it is and how it works, it's like $5. I give you a masterclass, all that stuff. So anyway, kind of predicted we were going down. And how that ties in, well, if we go ahead and do this, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never predict anything right again. I mean, my track record is pretty good, but I may be full of crap. This presentation here, informational, educational, and fun, hopefully a little entertaining, but it's not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument or otherwise. Don't buy stuff, all right? You don't got to buy stuff to trade. You can pretty much do everything I do essentially for free, but you need somebody on your side that's actually giving you the straight and narrow, the truth. If you're just doing this and posting on Reddit or something like that, be careful, all right? Be careful out there. Not everybody has your interests in mind. I mean, nobody watches out for you like you. Now, if you do desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor because they have a fiduciary duty, at least in the U.S., they have a fiduciary duty to give you advice based on your financial situation. All right. Never use money you cannot afford to lose in these markets. Now, that all said, there's the roadmap line. And I kind of thought we might go down there. Now, this purple line, I got to show you here in a minute where that comes from. Now, yesterday, Beth, thank you, Beth, was asking what happens after we get down here. Well, we're dang close. And once we get down here, we could expect to see something like this. Right? We're not there yet, and I'm going to remove that off just for clarity's sake. The target area was right down here, and we are almost there. We may see a little relief rally for into next week, maybe, possibly. Remember, if we make a low today, today's Friday, if we make a low, the lowest low of the week today, we're likely to see continuation Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday next week. Monday or Tuesday, highly likely. 95% chance we'll see further decline Monday or Tuesday. The market does not tend to bottom on Friday. I mean, there's a 5% chance it does, but 95% chance that we go lower next week if we make a lower low today while the market's open. You see, that's going to be the lowest low for a good long time. All the way back here, probably to June. So if we make that low today, 95% chance we're going to go lower on Monday, Tuesday. All right. Kind of almost a sure thing. Not quite a sure thing, but almost a sure thing. All right. I just want to throw that out there. Good morning, everybody else that jumped in here. Looks like Cliff, Jason, David, Alan, Space Cowboy, Patrick, Sledge, my man, welcome. Brian, Dan, Gary, Francois, Val, Larry, Sven, Pat. Good morning, everybody. Anyway, so this is the key right here. For all of you that thought I was full of crap up here, welcome to the target. Mic drop. I mean, sometimes I get lucky. We don't actually have to hit the target. We got dang close enough. But hopefully you weren't caught totally surprised. This has been on the chart for weeks. Weeks. Gosh, I don't even know how long I've been talking about this. Maybe since back here when we topped out in July, started down in August. I thought we would get down here. Thought it could take out to October. All the things are kind of coming together. I appreciate that, George. I may be full of crap though. I mean, I may never get another one of these right again. But right there. Welcome to the target. Now, what happens next? Not perfectly sure yet. The path forward is not perfectly crystal clear. My unicorn dust I keep right here. I keep a bag of unicorn dust right here to kind of sprinkle on the market. And the unicorn dust just isn't in providing clarity right now. Now, I do expect we're going higher. Now, is it higher from right here? Is it higher from here? Is it higher from down here? Not perfectly sure yet. We could go down and test a little deeper. 4100s. This thing could, the Ron Burgundy thing, whoo, that escalated quickly. We could have some escalation and some further drop, some further decline. Now, this move down and this move down are at parity and equal. My whole thing is we see echoes in the market. They come at parity right in the roadmap line right there. We're like 30 points shy of that. 40 points shy. I don't have a crystal ball. I just have unicorn dust. Yeah, unicorn dust and a magic wand. Although I think the magic wand's in the shop. Right there. So everything comes to parity. That's a good support level. Now, we often enough on corrections, we see this second move down. The first move down being right here that we had in August. The second move down, a lot of times we see that hitting the 1272, which could be 4237 right there. 4237. And if it gets a little overexcited, happy teenager, going at a little too much, we could see the 1618, 4160 down here. And we could find some support right down there. And this orange box has been on that chart for a long time. And we could go visit that. That's entirely possible at this point. All right, so don't get overly bullish on a potential reversal here yet. Let's wait for the market to tell us where the bottom is. All right. So I did expect this decline. This is parity. This is a good spot to find support and turn around. But I'm not sold on this being it. Now, some other keys, some other things that are telling us that this might be the bottom. Look at that beautiful, beautiful move. This one right here. This kicked off S5FI, kicked off my alert. We are below 20. Watch for a reversal. Watch for a reversal. Blurring up my words there a little bit. So last time we did this, spent about 3-4 days down there and then shot up. Retested it one more time, and then it was off to the races. That was back in March. We haven't been in this reversal zone since March. We're there again. We're going to reverse. All right, we're not going to hang out here. The longest we've been down here in the last couple of years is like 2 weeks. So we're not going to hang out in the doldrums very long on S5FI. And if you're unfamiliar, that's S&P 500 stocks above their 50-day moving average. We're down below, we're down to 18% of those above their 50-day. And you know what's coming? Earnings season. 2 weeks, earnings. You think they're gonna keep beating? You think they're gonna start crushing? Disappointing. Now right there, see we can dip on lower. We can come on down. I'm not saying we can't go lower, but we don't tend to hang out here longer than about 2 weeks or so before we get back above 20. And we do sometimes do a double dip. A lot of times do a double dip. Double dip. So this is one to keep an eye on. All right. We're in the reversal zone. This is time to start shopping. It's time to start picking your spots. Pick the ones you want to be with. All right. Hey, Kimberly. My lovely wife here with her presence this morning. All right. That's kind of the lay of the land. There we are. I kind of suspected we would see a drop to the bottom of the box. There we go. Went below 20. And now we're in a reversal point in the market. So I don't expect a lot of more further downside. We could get some, but I don't. I expect it's going to be a little more difficult going down from here. All right. We don't tend to hang out at the extremes above 80 or below 20 very long on this chart. Just not the way it works. Yes, showing some green pre-market. That's let's talk about it. A little lower time frame here. I've got tons of lines on this chart. Way too many. Let's clean this up a little bit. This is fairly clear right now to me. This zone right here, where we consolidated, and that was pre-market yesterday. All right, pre-market yesterday. That is the resistance. Looking at 44.30 up to about 44.40. I think we could probably come back up there and retest that. As long as we hold below that, we're probably set up to go down to that daily roadmap line, which is not that far away. We can see it right poking up on the bottom of the chart there. I drew it on the, we come back up to the daily. You can see I kind of projected it up a little bit. Probably should pull it down just a hair. So sitting right down there. Not too far away. I think maybe we could see a rally today, possibly into Monday. Then we may see this and wrap up this correction. All right. Kind of the low time frame's been sloppy and not clear. So this is like maybe 50-50. If we just break above this, we're probably going on up and we're probably done. Probably done here for now. Definitely if we get back above this move right up here. I thought we would see a spike higher. We didn't do the spike higher. We just dropped the F out. And yeah, so we can be done. Now, some interesting things I saw in the market yesterday. Look, I'll pull this over. ES ended up the day 2 days in a row. Yesterday, rewind FOMC day, Wednesday. We were net on the day about negative 20,000 contracts on ES. Yesterday, at the close of the market, we were net negative 30,000 contracts. Today, starting out a little positive. All right, now, the interesting thing here, NQ went massively long yesterday. ES seeing negative 30,000 contracts. NQ was like 10,000 long net on the day by the end of the day. There's a lot of people betting on big tech. We may see a relief rally, and then we may rip those contracts and stop some people out before we go higher. But that futures positioning showing that we're closer to a bottom, for me anyway. Now you can close a futures contract on a flip of that, a touch of the mouse, but kind of indicating that we may be getting close to a bottom with people loading up on futures contracts. So, all right, there's the market open. Get a little positive already. And on the S&P, NASDAQ, there's the resistance, up there. We're getting close to the 15-minute roadmap line. Like I said, there's been a large number of contracts going long. Now, how do I know what the contracts are? I use something that watches time and sales. I use a tool that aggregates time and sales to generate that data for me, and not available on all platforms. It's certainly not in TradingView. I use that on my futures trading platform. So if you got interested in that, we can talk about it in Discord. If you want to, just hit me up. Russell looking a little more bearish. Let's be honest. That head and shoulders pattern about halfway played out, and it's not far to go to finish this thing up. So we're seeing Russell getting a little green this morning, but it may turn red and go lower even if ES and NQ can get their crap together and start getting out of this hole they've dug. All right. Oil showing a little positive today, and I am no longer short. Just I'm not short oil anymore. I closed that position, and I'm kind of thinking that we may see a breakout at this point. All right. Be careful. We don't have to. We're probably going to pop up here. May fully test into this orange zone up here. We may just shoot right on up to 105. We don't have to stop here. This thing's showing incredible strength, and looks like we may see continuation higher. It is overcooked on a lot of time frames, but if you look at that right there, 104, 1272, that takes that move, That would be quite a bullish move. We'll probably come back, consolidate here, and then go even higher. And even higher, probably push us up to like 150. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's gonna hurt at the gas pump. I guarantee you. You know what? We got no SBR to drain. We got nothing. We got nothing. I mean, we're canceling leases. We got nothing to fight against this. It could be a bad situation. And the tanks at Cushing are almost empty. So we got like no supply. Not looking good for oil prices. Not going higher. GC continuing this stupid triangle pattern. Hate that crap. One thing I hate in the market, triangle patterns. I don't like them. Watermelon seed squeeze. Unpredictable. Garbage. Bitcoin. Holding above the box, just like I speculated that I wanted to see. I mean, I was like, that would be ideal if we hold right above the box. We kind of back test it. We touched the top of it yesterday. Holding right in there. If we can pop out, break above this at this point, that's pretty major. Major stuff right here. Huge potential to go higher if we break above that right there at this point. Could go a little deeper, but this is really, really pretty right now if we go higher. If we just fart around and go sideways, it messes up the potential, but really nice right now. Ethereum, on the other hand, does not look that way. It looks like it wants to reach down and get that target right there. So can Bitcoin go higher while Ethereum doesn't? I don't know. We've seen it before. May see it again. Now, that 2-week going higher, so far, we've got 1 week. We are kind of hanging in there sideways. We got another week to go before the end of the 2 weeks to see if 2 weeks played out higher. Now, Ethereum doesn't always necessarily go with Bitcoin, but a lot of times it does. So we may end up somewhere up here after another week or so. At least higher than the 123 right here. DXY continuing its march up to the 108 area. It's going to be, probably going to take a while. Probably looking at the trajectory here. Maybe out into November to get up in that area. Stuff moving today. CCG, look at that. Look at this. Holy moly. Imagine if you had bought those shares at 200. Ouch. You just lost 90%. That's why I caution on this craziness. Could you have made a lot of money on the way up? Shoot, yeah. Bought your shares at 10, sold at 200. You're a genius. Now, was there a pattern that, or was that gambling? That was gambling. Came right back down, all the way back down. Just like normal. I don't like that stuff. It's unpredictable. ASML, working on holding the bottom of that box, but we may go a little lower down to that 618 level right there. If we do that, that's a measured bounce, sets it up for much higher prices. SGEN, nice pop. Respectable breakout here. And right up at the 1272, 220 in the next price up there. NTES, showing some nice strength so far. Measured market roadmap bounce. Entry above 107, looking for 115, possibly 120 on that next move. We're still in that resistance. NVDA, I mean, where does it look like it's going? Let's be honest. Anybody in the chat? Where does it look like it's going? I mean, yeah, it could be a bottom right here, but if that bottom doesn't hold, if that doesn't hold, right there. It's not far now. I mean, sitting down there at the 370 area, 360, 370 area. Not far now. I drew this on here, speculating how far down we might come. 30, 28, 30%. There you go. Roadmap line. Be careful. Don't bet on this sucker. One thing I want to talk about really quickly. Look at this. They made. We're talking about a $2 billion surprise, right? Yeah. PLTR. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Look at the growth on that one. They lose money. Don't get me wrong. Huge growth. 16 price to sales. Respectable, $30 billion. And then you look at that NVIDIA. And nobody knows exactly what PLTR does, or at least on the internet. And look at that. Kind of not crazy big growth still on their revenue. 26.9. 26.9. Maybe they can get a little more, but at price to sales 32. And just be careful on that one. They do make some money, but net income 16%. I mean, I keep clicking the wrong button. And just be careful. They're probably going to bring that on back. It can turn around over here. Now, one thing before I get too far down the rabbit hole, we're coming up on the end of the quarter. Not every time, but a lot of times we see financials. And this is a leverage ETF. I use leverage because it exasperates the move. But almost every quarter, as we come into the quarter, we see a little pop. It can continue or not continue, But a lot of times, right as we come into, like we came into July, pop. Came into, even coming into April, or into March, April, saw pop. So as the new quarter, there tends to be money flow into financials. Am I saying to play it with FAS? Not necessarily, but October is a new month announcing financials. And back here, last October, nice run. January, nice run. Got a big slam. Then April, nice run. July, nice run. It's not necessarily huge, but you can take advantage of the rotation of money. Money tends to rotate into financials ahead of earnings. Then it flows out of financials and into tech. Then it flows out of tech and disperses through the market. And then the cycle starts again the next quarter. So these are patterns that I see over and over and over. Financials tend to be one of the first things that reports earnings every quarter. So there you go. Oh, that reminds me. There was something I was going to talk about. I totally forgot. Let's talk about this really quickly. Check this out. Look right here. September. October. See that move? This was 2021. The market was good in 2021, right? Everything was okay. Check this out. Right here. This high to that low. Look how interesting that is, too. Look at the double kind of top thing we did. Keep that in mind real quick. All right? Maybe I should change the color, but I like that purple. Purpley bluey color. I don't know. Let's go right back over here. Let's grab this line. Come over here. Look right here. September. Kind of line it up. Look at where it puts us. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting right there? Today's another down day. It doesn't look like a down day. It looks like up day to me so far. Look right there. Isn't that interesting? And look, we wrap up right in October. Now, you know what else is interesting? Look over here. Last year. September 1st. Where are we? Right in here. Kind of got a little pop into September 12th. And then drop in October. We just do September to October right there. That one's a little bigger. It puts us right down to that one. Isn't that interesting? I think it's interesting. Anyway, just wanted to show that off real quick. These echoes in the market. SMCI. Potentially gonna hit the roadmap line. Baidu just continues to chop. More sideways chop. Till we break out of this. I mean, there's the resistance, there's the support. Till we get out of this funk, just more sideways on Baidu. FNGU. Looks like that one came back to the roadmap line. Zoomer up, Buttercup. Yep, back to the roadmap line. And I don't think the head and shoulders is worth keeping on the chart anymore. So that looks more like a classic market roadmap bounce at this point. Watch for a break above this for an entry. PDD. And it looks like it wants to come back to the roadmap line. China garbage. NUE. That pattern's unclear. Lower high. Need to hold in this area and turn out, break higher than that. And then the targets are 194, 209. Baba. Just chopping even though it's an up. YINN. The yen is plummeting out even though, I mean, that's been a pretty bearish chart. Meta. Mara's not on the big mover list. Bitcoin's not moving. Mara's not moving. I'm not going to cover Mara. Just tell you right now. Meta. Potential to go higher here. This is an echo of a lot of these prior moves, prior retraces. This one breaks higher than 305. It's probably on a path. Maybe to get to back up to this 324 area. It I would expect it to retrace the roadmap line, but it actually has a little echo of several moves in here, holding really good. And we break above that 306, probably going on up. CWB, probably going to go down, down, down. ALB, yeah, that broke the head and shoulders. Lower low. This is a lithium play, but not looking strong right now, my friend. Not looking strong. Continuation lower. Well, that was it. Like 132. Yeah, 153 and 130. Somewhere in there. FUTU. Little pop, but looks like a hot mess. Wayfair has never had what I needed. Right back to the roadmap line. If it can hold that. Potentially an entry above 70, 76. Look for 99 and 109. Did the thing. Did the thing I was looking for. Just took a couple extra months. Let's go for the next extension, 99. I could be a pretty dang good play, even on shares. I mean, it's what, a 50% gain? Pretty darn sweet right there. EDU. The path forward is unclear. Could extend to 62, but it also could come down to the roadmap line. Snow. There's the line in the sand. We get below that, we're going lower. We hold that, we could go higher. The could go higher is like the risk for this is probably greater than the potential for that at the moment with it sitting where it is. If we can get above the roadmap line, that changes things up a little bit, but this is not necessarily high probability either way right now. This is just a sideways choppy bullcrap thing. So be careful on snow. But if on the grand scheme of things in this chart, I would give odds to this happening before this at the current moment. CRWD, looks like we're going to go for the extension. 183. Spot showing some strength this morning. I did hop off of that a few days ago, and I may hop back on it. Showed a lot of strength in the face of this market pullback. I mean, look at that. Held up really, really well. And that's likely to be a leader on the next move higher after we find the bottom in the market. Really strong. The targets are up here, like 195, 213. Yeah. BHP. Looks like a choppy hot mess. That's a lot of gaps. Sideways. FSLR. Down in the vicinity. May reach down to 151. I drew that. I don't know how long. I mean, it may take a little, may take us out here. We can get down here, find a bottom, turn up. We could go. Could turn here, but getting that 1272, little, maybe a little lot more likely. We get back above the roadmap line. That's probably an aggressive entry. Well, the aggressive entry is above this high right here. Above 190. You want to give yourself plenty of time, but 250, 260, probably upside targets on that one. Oh, ouch. Look at that. I guess selling books is not super popular right now. Scholastic taking a hit. NEPT. Lower low. Garbage. Absolute dumpster fire of a chart. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Don't trade garbage. Don't buy this. Pharmaceutical, biotech, whatever drug they're working on, you know, reverse splits, bearish, whatever drug they're working on can just like get denied and then they're effed. So, and up trade. What a volatile hot mess of a chart. And if we break out here, we could go on extension to 39 or 47. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Anyway. Yeah. The S5FI, very interesting. So, anyway. Why is the market selling so hard even though Powell says no rate hike? Because we sell in September. We needed to visit. Let's circle back real quick. Let's circle back. Let's talk about something really quickly on the S&P. This move right here from March, right here, this move was in the top 5% of moves ever, bullish moves ever in the stock market since World War II. Right there, that move. And why do I say it's in the top 5? Because we got no pullbacks for one of the longest periods of time. There was one of the, like, it sucked so much money in, so much strength. Top 5% moves ever. We had to correct that. This is what we're doing. We're correcting that move. That's the correction. That's the price you pay for doing something extraordinarily bullish. All right. So we're correcting it back out. Once we get done flushing out the weak hands, the stupid money. The stupid money can be hedge funds. It can be any players. All right. I'm not just talking about retail traders. I'm talking about people that made stupid decisions. Getting long up here. We got to flush them back out. The markets are efficient at taking the money from the dumb people, the dumb players, and putting it in the hands of people who know what they're doing. Once we get done with this, right here, could be at this level, could be at this level, could be at this level. Once we get done doing that, we're more than likely going higher. We're going to test 4,800. We're going to test the all-time high. And there you go. That's the path forward. All right. As far as what's happening today, probably a relief rally. That was a big down move. We could turn more sour. ES giving back a little bit of it. Remember, we make that lower low today. We're likely going lower next week. All right. Be careful out there. I'll be in Discord, and I'll see you later. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. The account you save may be your own. Not being wrong that costs you the money. Staying wrong. Don't stay wrong.